Hello, Mr. Rajesh.
Hi.
So we've been at this amazing yatra for the last 3 days, and it has been nothing but quite overwhelming. It has opened up our minds to another world of design. So you being the founder of this whole idea, how did the what is the story behind it? When did it start, and how it started for you?
First of all, thank you for having me here. Designyatra, this is our 20th year, so obviously it started in 2006. It started as a marketing exercise. We were India's first organized paper merchanting business selling fine creative papers. And as a way to influence the choice of paper, the design community was important to us. But at the end of the day, for the design community, we were a paper wala, right? अगर मैं किसी को फ़ोन भी करता था तो बोलता अभी कोई पेपर का रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, अगले हफ्ते फ़ोन कर लेना, that kind of a thing. So I said, how do I change this relationship from being a vendor to being a friend? And obviously, from my mind, way back when people were not talking about community building, I said I need to build this as a community. And if I have to build this as a community, I have to do something that they profit from, right? So that they can professionally grow, personally grow, and because of that platform that I build, I become a friend. And that was the purpose of Design Yatra, and the first Design Yatra happened that way.
When you started it in your first few years, there must be some teething issues, there must be some challenges up until now that you've faced and overcome. And I'm sure there's still more challenges. So maybe you can talk about some of your struggles while building this
I
journey.
don't think they were struggles. I think they were more like learnings. Right? I'm a non-designer. I don't know the world of design, but I had a co-founder K who came from this world. But irrespective of who you partner with or who you make, the choices of designers are every time very different, right? So the initial years were very difficult because we didn't have great infrastructure in India. Um, Halls were a problem. We also had this problem where there was a large number of hungry designers, but no big venue to have them. So we tried to build a hangar and do that, but then the infrastructure does not support. Sometimes the government rules and regulations does not support. So it's always been a way. We did the first one in Goa, second one in Goa, थर्ड we went to कला निकेतन की ऑडिटोरियम में कर लेते हैं, लेकिन ऑडिटोरियम में वो वाइब नहीं आ रहा था, वेरी फॉर्मल. फिर हम बॉम्बे चले गए, नहीं हुआ, वापस गोवा आ गए. It's been a lovely journey, right? Because every time you do something, it excites you. You also have heartburns, but it's a journey. But I'm happy because throughout this journey, the design community, which used to live under the shadow of this big brother called advertising, evolved as an industry. The confidence that the industry started having in themselves grew. It also built up this huge network of designers, which they're living in what I call isolation, and they all came together and they started meeting, talking, laughing. It also, in some ways, took away the insecurity and the immense discounting that they used to do to get a job. So a lot of things evolved. We've always been supportive of students. We've been kind of sponsoring students at a very low cost. Right from the first Design Yatra till now, 25% of our audience is students and faculty. So which we are continuing. Immense number of students have come here, felt how they should transition. Many of them have come back to me and said, Ki, you've changed the way we look at design or changed our lives completely. And all of those things kept us going, and it's been continuing. So we keep
And
going.
carrying forward from there, what is that one thing when I've seen you observing the whole, the venue, the performances, the people. So what's the most heartening thing for you when you see here, at this platform called Design Yatra?
I think the most heartening thing is that we are always sold out, right? So the first thing is ki we're not on the wrong path, right? There's a hunger for something like this. There's a hunger for this kind of knowledge, inspiration, whatever. So that's heartening. There are still some people. There are lots of people who come, and all of them come up and say, "Thank you for putting it together." And I say, "No, thank you for coming." Right? It's a two-way street in any case. But it's heartening to say that they feel good enough to come and say thank you. I mean, they're delegates, right? They're paying money and coming. So in a way, तो मेरे guest हुए वो. But for them to come and say thank you for putting it together gives me immense satisfaction. Honestly, as I said, this was a marketing exercise for my paper business, but my paper business closed or started closing around 2012. And at that time, it was a choice whether we continue with Designyatra or not with Designyatra, because from the paper side, it made no sense. And Designyatra was started as a not-for-profit organization. And I said, if I can tweak that and make it a not-for-loss initiative, we'll keep it running, because I also built a passion for this. And now we have evolved, we've become anti-disciplinary, because I think earlier you had this swim lanes. मैं graphic designer हूँ, मैं illustrator हूँ, मैं photographer हूँ, मैं architect हूँ. Now I think those lanes have gone and it become one big swimming pool, and everybody can do everything. The internet has evolved, AI is coming. The skill sets of people are being helped by so many other things. And I have seen graphic designers doing interiors, interior designers doing branding. The whole world's changing, and I think that's why we've made it anti-disciplinary, because I think today a graphic designer needs to understand how an architect gets inspiration, or a furniture designer gets inspiration, or how a furniture designer thinks of color, and then the graphic designer suddenly thinks, hey, that's nice. That's a great way to look at this when I'm doing this branding project, right? So it's cross pollination.
So it's
And I
become
think,
very fluid and dynamic in
yeah,
today's
so I think that's
world.
the future where we are headed now. Actually, what
Yeah,
I'd
so then
like,
my next question is about what is the next 20 years of Design Yatra
I don't
going
know
to be
about the
like?
next 20 years of Design Yatra or the 10 years of Design Yatra, but what I'd like Design Yatra to do for the Indian community would be, we've always seen this international designers leading the world of design, right? But a lot of designers, you saw Dave's presentation today. What a wonderful presentation,
Awesome. I would say
right?
it's mind-blowing.
And young guy, way back in 2014, we had a guy called Dhairya Dand who had done a couple of things, and he was just 22 at that time, quite famous now. What I'd like this platform to help do is where I see Indian designers doing global work, Indian designers leading in terms of trending, where foreigners are looking up and saying, hey, that guy is doing great work. Indian designers are being called as speakers, as jury members, etc. That's where I think is the next step. And I'm also hoping that the clients start paying a little better, so that the designers can spend a little more, they pay their people more, because the only way this will evolve is there's enough money to go around to get better tools, better everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen many people ideating over here and pitching their ideas to the big designers who come, and I'm pretty sure this dream will be realized very
Someday,
very
yeah,
soon.
yeah. We
And
are,
all these are
see,
talented people.
I keep telling everybody ki this is India, right? What does India have? We've got history, we've got culture, we've got festivals. Throughout our life, we grow up with colors. Throughout our life, we grow up with chaos around us and navigate the chaos. These are the tools that a young mind needs while growing up to become a designer, right? Compare that to some, let's say, Europe countries or American. It's a bleak place, grey skies, raining or something. Even if it is not raining, it's bleak. There's no color around. But there, the designers are still doing it. But if you see Spain, Spanish people, Mexico, Spain, Portugal, India, Asia in general, we are a vibrant color community, right? And we show that in our illustration, in our work, etc. So we have all the ingredients that we need to go and make it big abroad. What we don't have is that exposure, etc., which we are trying to hope in the next 10 years. And that's something we are going to try here over the next period. How do we make that happen?